The Diddy drama just hit a whole new level, y'all. And it's messier than ever. Terrence Howard just dropped a bombshell that left everyone speechless. In a recent interview with PDB, he exposed some seriously disturbing things Diddy allegedly did to him and Bryshere Gray. And get this, they weren't the only victims. According to Terrence, several other young black men were being used and discarded like props at Diddy's wild, secretive parties. At first, the interview seemed chill, smooth vibes, laid-back talk. But then it got real. Terrence started opening up like an uncle with a full cup of Henny at the family cookout. This wasn't gossip. It was deep-rooted pain spilling out. When asked why so many celebs seemed to crash and burn, Terrence didn't sugarcoat a thing. He said the entertainment industry will chew you up and spit you out without blinking. He spoke on the emotional damage creatives face behind the scenes. The trauma, the silence, the toxic ways they're pushed to cope. The room shifted. It was no longer an interview. It was a revelation.
So much to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far.
But then Terrence went even deeper. This wasn't a performance. It was raw, unfiltered pain. He spoke about icons like Philip Seymour Hoffman and Heath Ledger, fellow award winners who endured unimaginable struggles behind the scenes, paying a heavy price for just a glimpse of fame.
What Heath had to do in order to get to where he was at. There's a lot of things.
Then came the gut punch. Terrence delivered a heavy line about losing your man card. But he wasn't talking about macho bravado. He meant losing your soul, your dignity, everything that makes you, just to make it through this brutal, unforgiving industry.
Alpha male BS, he talking about that.
And they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card, you give up your ability, your right to be a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card.
Out of nowhere, Terrence name-dropped Diddy. At first, he kept it low-key, mentioning how folks who attended Diddy's parties thought their shady choices would never come back to haunt them. But now, he said, they're drowning in the fallout of their Diddy-sponsored sins. Karma in full swing.
I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You didn't have a greater desire than being.
Then Terrence let the story fly. Apparently, Diddy once asked him for help with acting. Being the solid guy he is, Terrence thought, bet, let's help this brother out. But when he showed up, no script, no lines, just Diddy sitting there, silently staring, giving off all kinds of unsettling energy. It didn't stop there. Another time, Diddy claimed he wanted to hear Terrence's music. But again, the vibe was way off. Then Diddy's assistant reached out, casually suggesting Terrence should come back and hang out. That's when Terrence's own assistant hit him with the truth. Diddy might be looking for something personal. And just like that, all those weird moments clicked into place. So Terrence did what any real one would. He bounced and never looked back.
Me, for weeks asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's looking at it. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I'm playing the music. He's sitting there. He's looking at it, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? I was like, I think he's trying to. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands-off.
Say what you want, but that didn't sound like any acting lesson. It sounded more like a casting couch setup with bottle service on the side. And here's where things got even darker. Terrence hinted he wasn't the only one they tried to lure in, just one of the few who had the guts to say no. He exposed the twisted, predatory behavior some producers hide behind closed doors, making it clear he wasn't scared to throw hands if anyone came at him sideways.
threatened to knock the heads of anyone who wanted to move in that way on him?
Coming to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, threaten to knock their head off, or talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction.
But standing his ground came with a heavy price. Hollywood blackballed him. The calls stopped, the offers dried up, and his career took a serious hit. Still, Terrence stood 10 toes down. He made it clear he wasn't about to sell out or submit, literally or figuratively. He refused to take on roles that didn't align with who he was, no matter how big the paycheck.
Gay roles because he values his man card, and no business is worth compromising.
This is because I don't bend over in them. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that because the man card means everything.
Sure, some folks might get ruffled hearing this, but this wasn't about homophobia. This was Terrence standing firm and saying loud and clear, asterisk, I won't sell my soul for a job. Asterisk, and honestly, with everything that's come out about Diddy lately, Terrence's story feels all too real. He made it clear, he wasn't the only one. A lot of young black men were used and tossed aside at those so-called parties, treated like rented toys by powerful producers. One of those young men, Bryshere Gray, the actor who played Hakeem on Empire. Terrence tried to protect him, but by then, the industry already had its claws in deep. Bryshere went from a rising star to having his career ripped apart, eventually forced into gay adult content just to make ends meet. It's heartbreaking.
What's bothering me is that being a celebrity sometimes comes with, like, everybody wants to be successful in a celebrity and stuff like that, but it comes with, you know, sometimes, and, you know, that's the only thing that I hate about it.
And guess who was one of the first to blow the lid off this dirty game? Jaguar Wright. She wasn't playing. She called out Diddy, Will Smith, and others, dragging them straight through the mud. According to Jaguar, they did Bryshere real dirty, soul-snatching, spirit-breaking dirty, and didn't care who was watching. She even claimed it all happened right in front of Jaden Smith and Justin Combs. Worst part, Jaguar says the whole horrifying ordeal was allegedly caught on tape. Yeah, it's that deep.
Trying to sleep out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present that tape.
Jaguar didn't hold back, she was furious. She didn't just go after Diddy and Will, but also called out Bryshere's own mother for selling her son's soul for a flop book deal.
I'ma kick you in your in and I'ma go to work North Philly style. And Charlie, you happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell?
Jaguar painted a chilling picture. A mother who allegedly allowed Will Smith to do unspeakable things to her son, a manager who supposedly drugged him to keep him controlled. All for clout, a storyline, and a new man. It's a sickening betrayal.
She came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get away from Charlie. I did everything that I could to help her get out of California into Chicago State to be ready for filming. She knew she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie, see, and Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is, she wasn't nothing but a dealer's.
Now, the internet is ablaze over all of this. One commenter said, I agree with Terrence Howard. He needs to tell his own truth. Another added, his body was used by powerful men. And one person wrote, first they say you're crazy, then the truth comes out. I believe Jaguar. But what do you think? Did Diddy really make a pass at Terrence Howard? Was Diddy and Will Smith partly responsible for destroying Bryshere Gray's life? We want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And trust me, if you think this is wild, you're going to want to stick around for the next video. Because baby, it gets even crazier.